All right, coach, coming off first Hockey East matchup of the season, split with UMass Lowell, overtime winner Friday night, dropped game two Saturday, 1-0. Want to get a couple quick thoughts on that series, and then heading into another Hockey East series up two games at Vermont this weekend.
Yeah, I thought, again, I feel like it's a recurring theme. I thought we played really well on the weekend. Uh, Anytime you get close to 90 shots on goal in two games, and you're holding your opponent to roughly half of that, you feel pretty good about the way you're playing. Unfortunately, we're still struggling to score goals, and it wasn't because we lacked grade A opportunities. It's just I wish I had an answer for it, but I don't. And hopefully I just keep telling the kids to stay the course, because eventually they will start going in. But that being said, we have to move on. And we have certainly an opponent in Vermont. I know this is Steve's first season up there, and they showed a lot of gumption and resiliency, I think, coming back after a tough Friday night loss to they played that game pretty even against Providence there on Saturday night. So it's always tough playing up at the gut, and we'll have definitely a big challenge ahead of us.
All right, we'll open up for questions. Adam, you want to start us off?
Yeah, Coach, I talked with Andrew Lucas after Friday's game, and asked him about, staying the course and being able to get that late victory. Did you still see, obviously being able to stay the course and getting a win on Friday, it's an easier pill to swallow than staying the course and not quite getting there on Saturday. So are you seeing the players still trusting all of that even after Saturday?
Yeah, I do. I mean, you can't just, say, hey, we're going to stay the course when you win. So, I mean, you got to stay true to that. And we've had great practices this week. And as disappointed as I think some of us are with the record we've had right now, we've played really well. I can't honestly say that there was a game this season where I was like, we just did not really play well. There was a stretch on Saturday. I thought Lowell kind of took it to us for about 6 or 7 minutes in the second period, but we got it back by the end of the second period and dominated the third period. And unfortunately, we weren't able to tie that game up, and do what we did on Friday night. But it's not because of lack of effort or team camaraderie. It's like the team's pretty tight, and we're doing things the right way, and eventually it'll pay off if you continue to do things that way.
Yeah. Thank you.
Joe, we'll head over to you.
Thanks, Colin. Cav, when you see guys, maybe individual guys, pressing a little bit too much, trying to go outside their lane, how important is it for you or one of your assistants to take them aside and say, look, we don't need you to be Gretzky. We don't need you to be Kreider. We need you to be who you are.
Yeah, I'm not sure we have a Gretzky or a Kreider, Joe, but no, yeah, I think that is important. And we've had great leadership, and those guys have been doing a really good job with that as well. I watched a little bit of actually I watched it all, the Yogi Berra Netflix show that was just released. And I kind of told the guys about it, because he said, I was never in a slump. I just didn't hit sometimes, but I was never in a slump, And I think that has to be your mindset. It's like, we're not in a slump. We're just not scoring goals right now, but they're going to come. And I think it's a lot easier said than done sometimes, but I think you have to really keep focusing on, are we playing the right way? Are we doing things the right way? and is a compete level there, and it is. So those are the things those are the things we can control. And yeah, maybe we have to bear down a little more. We certainly have to hit the net. I think we're missing the net at times when we have really good looks. So that's something we can control. But other than that, I just want them to keep focusing on playing really strong, hard-nosed hockey.
And are you pleased with the work of the power play? I mean, obviously, like the general game, not scoring enough goals, but do you like the way that, especially the top five are working on the power play?
I liked both units last weekend. I thought they created a lot of great chances. Matty Wood hit a post there. Then a kid made an incredible save on him. I don't know how he made that save. But our power play also tied the game up on Friday night. So that was a big power play goal we got Friday night. So I liked last weekend. I thought it was a power play that we were able to maintain momentum, even though we didn't score in the game.
Thank you.
Daniel, we'll head over to you.
What's made this such a great week of practice that you said earlier?
Well, I mean, maybe I'm just saying that it's been another good week of practice. We've had some really good weeks of practice. I thought yesterday our intensity level was high. We worked on a lot of odd man rushes and scoring opportunities, obviously, and guys were burying pucks. So there was energy when guys scored goals. So that's the type of stuff I was looking for, and I was happy with that yesterday.
At a stretch like this in the season, how important is it to have a guy like Hudson specifically? Because you talk about how he's just eternally positive, but really just the leadership in general to keep the team on track.
Yeah, it's been great. Nobody's like jumping off the ship, if that's what you mean, Dan. They're all they all understand. They've been around hockey a long time. That the way that we're playing is the standard that we want to set for our team. Everything but scoring goals. So we have to find a way to do that. I mean, we're a top, 6-7 team defensively in the country. Statistically, it doesn't add up that we're not scoring goals right now. I think we were, according to my assistants, I haven't looked at it as closely. We're top 5 team in expected goals in the country, but we haven't scored. So if you're there and you're getting the chances, those are the things you got to keep focusing on. Eventually, they're going to go.
Then the defense, just what has made it so good this year? What have you been really pleased with on that end of the ice?
Well, I think we've had the puck a lot. In a lot of games, our offensive zone possession time is a lot higher than our opponent. And when you do that, the other team, it's harder for the other team to score, obviously. And then when we do, give the puck up, I think we've been very good structurally in our defensive zone, and we've done a good job eliminating odd man rushes. And that's something that's going to have to continue to happen.
Bob, we'll head over to you.
Hey, Bob.
Is he frustrated at all? He hasn't found the net yet?
I'm sorry. I missed the beginning there.
Is Hudson frustrated at all that he has not found the back of the net yet? Because he's doing everything else well, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I'm sure he is, like anybody else. I'm sure Matty Wood was frustrated. He had 10 shots on net the other night.
He's had 40 shots in 4 games, Matty.
Yeah, so I'm sure all the guys are frustrated. I'm sure Chase Bradley's frustrated. I'm sure Tristan Frazier's frustrated, or Tabor Heaslip. Up and down our lineup, it's not like we're getting, a lot of scoring from anybody. So, but they all, he hasn't shown it in practice, Bob. He's been a professional, and I know every day I'm going to get a great effort out of him in practice.
What's Gutterson like for an opponent?
It's a great old school barn. I love going up there. I think, especially when they get that student section going, it's brings a lot of energy, and it's a fun place to play.
Thanks.
Joe, go ahead. You're muted, Joe.
Cav, your two goalies have been really good again. I mean, other than the year with Anson, you've been pretty lucky to have goalies of equal talent, which I'm sure is more of a blessing than it's a pain. Can you just speak to that and how that's worked out?
Yeah, it's especially this year. Well, one, I think Vince Stiletti does a great job with our goaltenders. You know, he's been our goaltending coach now for, I think, 4 years, and this year we were able to hire him full time. And I think, Joe, where the benefit sometimes when you have two that are equally as good, and they know that they can focus, they only have one game that weekend, then that's the game that they're going to focus on. It's probably a little easier, especially when you know that, and they have a really great relationship, the two of them, and they support each other well. But if that's the one game I really got to gear up and focus for, probably makes it a little bit easier for them.